Hare Krishna. Let us start Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu discussion, first with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. Namahum Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One sec, I'll just send a message here. Okay. All right. Now we will do our study of Shri Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, Nectar of Devotion, which is the English summary study of Shri Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ. And I will recite these two verses as a dedication to the Shad Goswamis. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritambo Nidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo Priyakaro Nirmatsaro Pujito Shri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavahantarako Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Saddharma Samsthapako Lokanam Hitakarano Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakaro Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nandena Mattaliko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. Okay, now we can recite the memorization verses. If you would like, you can recite it along with me. Anyabhilashita shunyam
Anyabhilashita shunyam
Jnana karma dhyanavritam
Jnana karma dhyanavritam
Anukulye Krishnano
Anukulena Krishnanu
Shilanam Bhaktiruttama
Shilanam Bhaktiruttama
Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam
Sarvabadhi vinirmuktam
Paratvena Nirmalam
Tatparatvena nirmalam
Rishikena Rishikesha
Rishikena Rishikesha
Evanam Bhaktiruchyate
Sevanam
Sevanam
Bhaktiruchyate
Atah Shri Krishna Namadi
Adasa
Adasa
Sri Krishna
Namadi
Namadi
Bhaved Grahyamindriyai
Na
Na
Bhaved
Bhavet
Grahyavindriya
Mukhe hi Jivhado
Sevan
Sevan
Mukhe
Mukhe
Jihvado
Svayameva Sfuratyadaha.
Svayameva
Swayameva
Spuratyadaha.
We will cover this verse today in the Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu. Anasaktasya vishayan
Anasaktasya Vishayan
arham upayunjataha
Yadharham Upayunjadaha
Upayunjataha Andhaha Krishna Sambhe
Nirbandha
Nirbandha
Krishna
Krishna
Sambandhe
Sambandhe Tam Vairagyam
Yuktam
Yuktam
Vairagyam
Vairagyam
Uchyate.
Okay. So let us going on. I hope nothing changed. I think something has messed up in my end, but anyway, I hope everything is same. Okay, so let's go to the okay. So I don't know if you missed the announcement, but what we did is that we did a Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu class, a shorter Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu class yesterday also on Friday. And we covered 4 more limbs of Bhakti out of the 64. So now we are going to cover the last 5 limbs of Bhakti, which are considered to be the most important limbs of Bhakti. So in the spirit of moving little faster with Shri Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu, we will do Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu classes both on Friday and Saturday. Friday will be shorter, 1 hour, and Saturday will be a little longer, 1.5 to 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, so that's the plan. So let us get started. I need 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I need to check something at my end. Okay, let's see if it opens or not. I'm having some trouble in opening the slides on my end in my iPad. So we'll see if it opens. Otherwise, we'll just continue from here. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, this is from where we will continue today. So these are the 5 most important limbs of Bhakti that we will cover today. So number 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64. So from number 60 onwards. So these are the 5 important limbs of Bhakti. And these were listed in the beginning. So you will see here in verse numbers 90 to 92, these last 5 were mentioned. And then they have been mentioned over a span of about 13 verses from 225 to 237 in the detailed manner. In the title, Sri Rupa Goswami has given a title as well in this section, the detailed section from 225 to 237. But these were all titles only. You can think of it like a table of contents or something. So there is slight difference in the title, but I wanted to capture the essence of the title. That is the most important as to what is the limb. Then what we discuss later in the details are pramana, or evidences from the scriptures. But what we are discussing, that fundamental title, is very important. And so I have captured it from both places so that we can get a complete picture, because there is some difference in some words, which are very important. So the first one is Sri Murter Anghri Sevane Pritihi. And in this one, it was Shraddha Visheshataha Pritihi Sri Murter Anghri Sevana. So please try to understand these words. Okay. Wait, something happened here on my end. Okay, we'll wait for it to work. Okay. So, first thing, Shri Murti. Murti means deity. Okay. Anghri, what does Anghri mean? Feet. Okay, so Anghri means feet, and Sevane means to serve. So to serve the lotus feet of the deity. So when we serve the deity, we always we of course serve the whole deity, but we start from the feet. The feet of the deity are the most important. And how we should serve? With Priti, with love. Now, what are those two words added otherwise in the table of contents verses, so to say? Shraddha Visheshataha Priti, which means you must do it with Shraddha. You must worship with Shraddha, Visheshata, especially Visheshataha, especially with love. So love or Priti is the highest form. Now, Shraddha again doesn't just mean faith. It is usually translated as faith, but many of the Sanskrit words are untranslatable, or there is no one word to translate. So the deep, deep Shraddha means Priti or love, with deep love. So Shraddha Visheshataha Priti, especially with lot of love and devotion. That's how to understand. And therefore, this title in the detailed version is correct. The lower aspect is being just deleted, Shraddha. The Visheshataha portion is maintained, which is Priti. Okay. So this is the first one. Now here there is a slight difference, which I feel is an important one, which is Śrī Bhagavata-Artha. So I have broken it down. Bhagavata Artha Asvado. Here also it was similar. Śrīmad Bhāgavata-Arthanam Asvado Rasikaihi Saha. So let us look at the common things first. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay, so reading Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and it's not just reading, Arthanam, going into the various meanings, trying to understand and unpack the mystery behind the verse. Mystery, I'm using the word like you can think of it like rahasya. What is really embedded in the verse? What is the deeper meaning of a verse? That is Arthanam, Asvado. And when one discovers that Arthanam, that deeper meaning of a verse, there is so much relishment in that. And especially in association with rasik or like-minded devotees. Like-minded who want to relish, not like-minded according to you, means if one is materialistic, other is also materialistic, two materialistic people get together to discuss Bhagavatam, they read half a verse and then they start discussing cricket and stock market. That is not the meaning of like-minded. So like-minded means those who are like-minded in the sense of relishing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So Rasikaihi Saha. Then third one is devotee association, which is Sajatiya Ashaya Snigdha Shri Bhagavad Bhakta Sangho. Very similar, Sajatiya Ashaya Snigdhe Sadhu Sangha, then Svato Vare. So we will see on that. But Sajatiya means like-minded. Sahridaya, it is also called, or Sajatiya. So like-minded. Ashaya, Snigdha. So Ashaya means to be in association of, or take the shelter of, or be with, along with them. So sajatiya ashaya, snigdha, plus there is some friendship between them. It's not like you are like-minded, like, two people may be like-minded, but there is some chemistry problem between them. I don't know, something might have happened many years back, and they don't just, see eye to eye. For what reason? Shouldn't happen between devotees. But sometimes, someone is more snigdha than the other. That's fine. So snigdha means there is personal chemistry, there is friendship, there is just mutual, mutual friendship, we can say. I don't want to say love or attraction. It's just, snigdha. They just bond together nicely. Then Shri Bhagavat Bhakta Sangha. Bhagavat Bhakta is also the same as Sadhu. So Sadhu Sangha or Bhagavat Bhakta Sangha. So association with devotees of the Lord. Same thing as Sadhu. And Svato Vare. Svato Vare, the meaning is from whom you can learn something. Now it doesn't, so now that means the other devotee should be little advanced. Now here is a catch. If the other one is advanced, that means you are not advanced. That means you are benefiting, but he is not getting Svato Vare. He is, associating with somebody less advanced. So is it always like a, one person gains more and one person gains less? Always, because one will be more advanced, one will be less. No, that's not the meaning. Svato Vare means there is something to learn from each other. Okay, so Svato Vare doesn't, it is usually translated as more advanced. That's not the meaning. Not more advanced, but in some area, he has more learning. Some area, one other person has more learning. So one nice way, which, I may try to do, I can't say that I do. Let's say you get together, let's say there is Sajatiya. You find somebody who is Sajatiya and Snigdha and is a devotee, is a Bhagavad Bhakta. So let's say these criteria are met. Now, how do you meet the criteria of Svato Vare? One way to meet that is, let's say you get together, you say, hey, on Tuesday, we will get together and read Bhagavatam. All right. For 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, or Wednesday, or whatever. You say, hey, you prepare, you come and read these, you prepare these verses, I'll prepare these. And then we will exchange notes. You tell me what, or let's say you read Sridhar Swami commentary, I will read Jiv Goswami commentary. And so one is like, preparing or some way where both can exchange ideas, what they have read, in that sense. So some way you can come up with like this, or maybe you can discuss Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Say, okay, I will study all the commentaries, I'll study all this and pre-read or something on this. You read this, and then we can, half the time I can share what I learned. Then when we switch over to Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can share with me whatever arrangements you do. So that way you can have Svato Vare as well. So that's the third one. So at a very, very basic level, what's the first one? We call deity worship. Next one, reading Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Third one, devotee association. These are just very fundamental, okay? Just one word meanings. There is, as you can see, Bhagavata Arthanam Asvado. So you can go deeper into each one and get the Artha, the meaning of each. So deity worship, reading Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, devotee association. Fourth one, Nama Sankirtan. That one is straightforward. Nama Sankirtan means to do Kirtan or chanting of the holy name loudly with others, Sankirtana of the holy name. Okay, name. So not, this one is different from, let us say, chanting Bhagavad Gita or chanting of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. This is specifically Nama Sankirtan. And fifth one also straightforward, Shri Mathura Mandala Sthiti, to live in Mathura Mandal. Okay, Sthiti means to be situated there, Sthita. All right, so these are the 5 most important limbs of bhakti. These are also the last 5, and these have already been covered in the previous 59. So now only extra things will be covered here, and some more beautiful evidences will be given from various scriptures. So I wanted to add this one aspect from Chaitanya Charitamrita. 22nd Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, 128 to 129. Very beautiful verse. Same 5 things Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to Sanatana Goswami. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtana, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vas, Shri Murari-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ Sevana, Sakala Sadhana Shrestha Ei Pancha Anga, Krishna Prema Janmaya Ei Panchera Alpasanga. So what is the meaning of this? First, in this verse, this is the 128th verse, and on the right hand side is the 129th. So 128 says the 5 limbs. Sadhu Sangha, that was devotee association. Nama Kirtana, that's the 4th one here. Bhagavat Shravan is the 2nd one. Mathura Vas is the 5th one. And Shri Murari-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ Sevana. The actual meaning would be Priti Sevana, the deep form of Shraddha. Visheshata Priti. Okay. So Shri Murari-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ Sevana is number 1. So all 5 are covered. So Sakala Sadhana Shrestha Ei Pancha Anga. So among all the ways of doing sadhana bhakti, the means of executing the process of bhakti, Ei Pancha Anga, Shrestha Ei, the best, Shrestha, the best are Ei Pancha Anga. And Krishna Prema Janmaya, that Ei Panchera Alpasanga. In any or more of these 5, Panchera, Sangha, Alpa. Alpa means little bit also. If you do Krishna Prema Janmaya, in your heart, Krishna Prema will arise. So that is the benefit. The whole benefit of all this process is to arouse or arise Krishna Prema in your heart. That is the only one and only goal, to arise Krishna Prema in the heart. And then one can start doing, this is sadhana. Then one starts doing the process of sadhana and is able to reach the stage of bhava when does it with full feeling. That is the stage of bhava which will come after sadhana bhakti. Okay. All right. So now we will go to the next one. So now we will start from the first one, Shri Murtera Anghri Sevane Pritihi. So with love. So there is only one verse for this as a praman from Adi Puran. Very nice and sweet verse. And it means serving the feet of the Lord, Anghri Sevana, with a lot of love and devotion, Pritihi. Okay. So we could have said here Shri Murti, serving the feet of the deity of the Lord. Murti. Okay, I missed that, but I could write it. Serving the feet of the deity of the Lord with a lot of love and devotion. So there is a very nice verse here from Adi Puran. Mama nama sadagrahi, mama seva priyah sada, bhaktis tasmai pradatvaya, nato mukti kadachana. Very nice verse. Nama, mama. So it is not directly talking about deity, okay, but it is talking about service to the Lord. But Sri Rupa Goswami has selected this one, and you will see the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami. It means deity. So first, it also talks about name. Mama nama sada grahi. Grahi means one who utters or one who takes. The sada, so you will see the word sada here twice. Mama nama sada grahi, always one who is taking the name. Mama seva priya sada, so one who is doing sada always, seva priya. We will unpack the word seva priya here in the comment or commentary. Bhaktis tasmai pradatvaya, to that devotee, what do I give? Or to such a person, what do I give? I give him bhakti. But na tu. Tu always means but, and it's an important verse. Tu means important verse. But mukti kadachana, never I give him mukti. Because he is such a, and you will see such a another example later, that when the devotee only wants to do bhakti, the Lord will not even give mukti. Because mukti he can give to all the other people who don't love the Lord. They just do all the other processes and they want to get freedom from the suffering. The Lord says, okay, fine, you go be free. No problem. But you don't, in his bhakti is like he's giving an entry into his own family. He's making you a family member. So that he gives very, after good evaluation. So he says, I give him my bhakti. And to such a person, I don't even care about giving mukti. Now, Sri Jiva Goswami, SJG means Sri Jiva Goswami. So these are commentary points by Sri Jiva Goswami, which are as good as Sri Rupa Goswami's verses. Okay, please keep that in mind. Jiva Goswami was standing next to Sri Rupa Goswami, and any points that Rupa Goswami did not incorporate in the direct verses, Jiva Goswami made it into commentary by permission of Sri Rupa Goswami or after clarification from Sri Rupa Goswami. So the commentary of Jiva Goswami is as good as the original Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu. Please keep this in mind. So here he is writing Seva Priya. Mama Seva Priya Sada. What it means really is that it is referring to the devotee who has made serving the deity as his only goal of life. He clearly writes this in the commentary as the only goal of life. So that is the meaning of this, that this devotee to whom the Lord gives bhakti is referring to the devotee who has made deity worship the only goal of his life. So with lot of feeling, lot of love, with exclusive dedication, he is serving the deity. And na tu mukti kadachan. Now this verse is taken from Adi Purana. So obviously the verse cannot be altered. Rupa Goswami will never change a verse. But the meaning he is assigning to it, the interpretation, the context-based interpretation in this case, as a limb of bhakti, he is saying, na tu mukti kadachan, that I never award mukti. Now bhakti is also mukti. Okay, so it's not that bhakti is not mukti. This mukti is bhakti shunya mukti. That is the impersonal liberation, or mukti that is devoid of bhakti. That kind of mukti I never give to such a my sweet, my loving devotee, because he will be, it's like giving him, it's like an insult. It's like giving him punishment to give bhakti shunya mukti. That is a Sanskrit word in the commentary I have taken as it is, bhakti shunya mukti. Okay, so that he does not give. Otherwise, giving bhakti is as good as giving samipya, salokya, liberation. Okay, so that is deity worship. Any questions? Okay, let's move forward. Now comes the next one. Now this is a little bit long one, and I have a little photo of Sri Jiva Goswami there to remind me to tell you all that there is a long commentary on this verse, very long commentary by Sri Jiva Goswami. So I will try to summarize some of the portions of that commentary. All right, and this is a very famous verse. This is the third verse of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 1.1.3. And those who were initially, we started from the first chapter, first canto, first chapter of Bhagavatam on Fridays. We covered this, but I will cover a short summary of that today. So this verse is very, very famous, and it is talking about the sweetness of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, because the title is Śrīmad Bhāgavata-arthanam Asvado. Aswad, we have to taste it. It is not to understand it, to analyze it, but to relish. Asvado rasikai saha. So you have to aswadan, you have to do its aswadan with rasika, with those who are connoisseurs. Yeah, that's the right word, connoisseurs of bhakti. So this verse is very famous. It says, Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shukhamukhadamrita drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukah. What is the meter of this? Is it Druta Vilambitam? I think. I may be wrong, but I will check and tell you. I can check maybe right now if you give me just a second. Yep, Druta Vilambitam. That is the meter. All right. Anyway. So the translation is, O expert and thoughtful men, relish Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. We will unpack this a little bit more. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including the liberated souls. It's not just for sadhakas or for sadhan bhakti. It is also for siddhas, like Sri Sukadeva Goswami. So, now there are many verses which could have been discussed in this topic of Śrīmad Bhāgavata-Arthanam Asvado Rasikai Saha. There was that other verse, Sarva Vedanta Saram Hi, and other verses. But this and one more verse has been chosen by Sri Rupa Goswami because it pretty much conveys the whole meaning. Otherwise, one could select 10, 20, 30, 40 verses. There's just no limit to the number of verses in which the glory of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is mentioned. Okay. So let us try to unpack this. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. So nigamas are the Vedic literatures. So this verse is basically about Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And it is this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is the phalam, is the fruit. What kind of a fruit? Galita phala. Galita means very ripe. In Hindi we say gala hua phal, jo gal jata hai, but that is like a bad thing. We throw away it's like what you call? Extra ripe.
Perfectly right.
So it's that becomes black and it becomes extra ripe. It becomes like very
Rotten.
rotten. Yes, thank you. And we usually throw it away. But that is not the meaning. Here it gets better and better with getting ripe and ripe. So galitam phalam. And of what? Of the nigama kalpataror. So the Vedic literatures are like a tree, and they are not an ordinary tree. They are kalpataru. Kalpataru means a desire-fulfilling tree. So what do you want to ask from a desire-fulfilling tree? You can ask for money, you can ask for Swargaloka, you can ask for liberation. It can give you anything. That is what Vedas give you, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. But that is, even moksha is not the ripened fruit of the Vedas. What is the topmost fruit of the Vedas? This, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It's even higher than moksha. And it's the most ripe. Galitam phalam, it's of the kalpataru of the Vedas, of Nigama. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. Okay, so that's the first line we have. I have just unpacked the meaning of the first line. Okay. Then, second one, Shuka Mukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam. So, Samyutam means sweet, the best kind of sweetness. So, this sweet Amrita Drava or Drava Amritam or Amrita Drava Samyutam. So, it's like a Drava means a liquid and Amrit means nectar, and the sweetest possible nectar. And Shuka,
Like juice.
and it is coming from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. And there is a special meaning here that Shuka means also a parrot. And a parrot, when it bites a fruit, just by his biting, the fruit becomes sweeter. So this most ripe fruit from the Kalpataru of the Vedas is coming, and plus Sukadeva Goswami has bitten it, or it is coming out through the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. What to speak of biting it? It's coming out of his mouth. Imagine how sweet it is. Amrita Drava Samyutam. That is the Amrita Drava Samyutam. It's like probably the sweetest thing in the whole, creation, in the whole universe. And then what is the ask? Now you have defined, or you have not defined, but you have given the description of this ultra sweet Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, what the sweetness is, now the ask is, please drink it. Pibatam. Okay. So Pibata Bhagavatam, this, please drink or please relish this Bhagavatam, Rasam Alayam. Now there is two meanings. So this Rasam and Alayam. So one can think of Bhagavatam as Rasa Alaya. Like we have Alaya means like a house full. Alaya, Vidyalaya, Pustakalaya, all this. Alaya means a big house. So this whole Bhagavatam is like a reservoir of Rasa. Rasam Alayam. Another meaning is that Alayam means forever. So please keep drinking this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam eternally. Eternally means even after liberation. Because once you start drinking Bhagavatam, sooner or later you will get, you will go to Goloka, you will go to Vaikuntha, to the spiritual world. Don't stop drinking Bhagavatam. Even in the spiritual world, what are people doing? They are relishing Bhagavatam. So that is the meaning. So, Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Okay. Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. And this is being said to Aho, oh my dear Rasika, oh, all these, please take it. And Muhu means always, unendingly, which again means that not just in this life, but even in the liberated stage. Please continue drinking this this thing. And Bhuvi Bhavuka. Even Bhuvi means even if you are on earth, please take it along with Rasika Bhavuka. Please take it along with those who are Rasik and Bhavuk devotees, who are already relishing, who are already expert in relishing the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Drink this along with them. Okay, just like, if you prepare a nice meal, very rarely you want to eat it alone. You want to eat it in a gathering. So you want to share it with when you are having something nice. So the same kind of sentiment is shown here. Okay. So now there are some very sweet points to be noted. Now again, there's a very long commentary by Sri Jiva Goswami. And this is obviously the third verse of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And many other acharyas have written commentaries on Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, not as part of Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ, as part of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam itself. And they have very long commentaries. Sridhar Swami, Sri Jiva Goswami has written twice, one as part of the Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ, one as part of Krama Sandarbha. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and so many other acharyas have written commentaries. So it's impossible to summarize all of that in half an hour. So I'm going to just give you some short points, and I invite you to go ahead and read those commentaries by yourself. Okay. So just a couple of points. So one thing, phalam. Okay. It is a galita phala, which means galita phala means it's a very ripe, not a rotten. By no means it is rotten. It is just extremely ripe, like at the height of its ripeness. Okay. But it is a fruit. But at the same time, it is amrita drava samyutam and rasamalayam. But what all does a fruit have? What is there in a fruit? Think of the fruit that you like best. Like I like a mango. What all does it have? It has a skin. Mango has a skin. And every fruit has a skin. Sometimes you eat the skin, like in grapes. Nobody, I think, peels grapes. We peel a mango, but you don't peel a grape. But still there is a skin. As you can imagine, there's a skin in the grape. Every fruit has a skin. Then there is the fiber inside, which is mixed with the juice. And typically there is a seed. So these are the components of a fruit. And most times we only take the juice and we throw away the rest. Sometimes, these days doctors will say, oh, you need to eat the fruit entirely. But when you squeeze the fruit, you just get the juice. There's the pulp. The seed is already thrown. You first peel it away, the skin, all that we throw away. So the best part of the point is, the best part of the fruit is what? The juice.
Nectar.
The juice, yes, the nectar. Now, here, Rasamalayam and Amrita Drava Samyutam means that this fruit has no seeds, no skin, no fiber. The entire fruit is made of juice. But it is in the shape of a fruit. You can think of it like a fruit, but it is like a glass of juice. That whole thing is just a juice. Okay? A very unique type of fruit, just juice. No skin, no seed, no anything. So there is nothing. The point is, there is nothing to be thrown out. Some people say only 10th canto is the juice. Everything else, they compare it to seed or the skin or the fiber. Oh, it's not that important. We can discard it. We can just squeeze the juice, which is 10th canto. That is wrong. The entire Bhagavatam is the juice, not just 10th canto. 10th canto may be very sweet. It is very sweet. But the entire Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is juice. So one should not do this. This comparison is an offense to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, that other cantos are like seed and fiber. So the entire fruit is juice. Second point to be noted from here is that Shuka Mukhad, that Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So this is a prime example that because of hearing from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami, even though Vyasdev was present in that same assembly, do you know Vyasdev was present in the same assembly where Sukadeva Goswami was reciting? And he was present before Sukadev. And he was the one who authored or wrote down Bhagavatam and told it to Sukadeva Goswami. Why couldn't he have gotten up and said, I will tell Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj? Why they kept waiting? Why they kept waiting? Because Sukadeva Goswami is the most rasik person. They knew he is going to come. I mean, that's a transcendental aspect. But the point is that it's not just the contents. It's about where one is getting it from. So coming from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami made it just absolutely the best. Okay, so that is the other point. Then another point, now we discussed it as I was unpacking it, we should relish it again and again. So of course we need to make forward progress, and Bhagavatam is big, and you should make it your life's mission before one dies. Please read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam deeply, Bhagavata Artha Nam Asvado. So to the level of at least where you unpack the meaning, the deeper meanings as much as possible. And that happens through commentaries and reading it together with devotees, Rasika devotees. So those are the methods of doing this deeper reading. But one should do this level of, make it a project in one's life to do that. And if you have done that, do it again, do it again. And one should never think that, oh, a Rasik devotee is there. Oh, he's going to talk about 1.1.3. Yeah, I did a detailed discussion 1 week ago. No need to do it. No, if one is a Rasika devotee, you never know what kind of ras he will extract from that. So even if you have read it or understood it or analyzed it deeply, never miss out on the rasa. So muhuraho rasika bhuvi. If you have a rasik devotee, go and listen, even if it's the same verse. He will spin it in such a rasik way that you will get blown away. Okay, so again and again, the point I'm making is the focus is on muhur, again aspect, okay? Especially from a rasik devotee. All right. Yeah, there are many things to be discussed, but Rasamalayam. So it is the abode or the home of rasa. Okay. And this rasa is best available on Bhuvi. Rasika, Bhuvi. I mean, these are various spins. Okay. Now, there is Bhagavatam in spiritual world as well. Yes. So one can go and relish there also. But another spin, don't analyze, don't ask me, but, parantu, lekin, kintu. I won't be able, this is not a logical discussion. It is a illogical discussion. Okay. So don't ask me for logical clarifications. It's just a matter to relish. That this Bhagavatam, Bhuvi Bhav, Bhuvi means on earth, is to be relished on earth. Okay. And that is the reason why when Bhagavatam was being told to Parikshit Maharaj by Sukadeva Goswami, so many sages came and sat in that assembly. And many of the sages came from the, upper planetary systems. Narad Muni, Anghira, Vashishtha, there were so many sages that were present who were listening to that Bhagavatam, and none of them were from Bhuvi, were from this earthly planet. They were all from various, upper planetary systems, and they came down to earth to listen this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay, so this Bhagavatam has a special significance to hear in this earthly plane. One has so much opportunity to listen from Rasik devotees. But the point is that whether you are in material world or earthly plane or any plane or material world, always one engages in listening Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And finally, the point that I will make is that this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is relishable even for the liberated souls. And there are the next verse. So let's go to the next verse actually. This is 2.1.9. And who is speaking this verse? Anybody knows? From the verse number, who might be speaking this? Don't try to read. Just from the verse number 2.1.9. So in Canto 2 is where the narration of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam by Sukadeva Goswami starts. The whole of first canto is mainly who is speaking, who is the narrator.
Sonaka Rishi, Prabhu.
No, you missed it. Not Shaunak Rishi. Suta Goswami. I think that's what you...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So first canto is entirely by Suta Goswami. And second canto is where Sukadeva Goswami begins to speak. And this was the Bhagavatam that was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So this is pretty much the beginning of the speech or the delivery or narration or recitation of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam by Sukadeva Goswami. And this is the 9th verse, second canto, first chapter. 9th verse, it's got to be by Sukadeva Goswami. And he is trying to tell, or he is telling Parikshit Maharaj, Parinishthitopya nairgunya uttama shloka leelaya grihita cheta rajarshe akyanam yad adhitavan. So, my dear king, I was certainly situated perfectly in transcendence. Before hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, he was already a perfectly liberated soul. Yet I was still attracted by the delineation of the pastimes of the Lord, who is described by enlightened verses, Uttama Shloka Leelaya. So even the liberated, the topmost liberated souls, like Sukadeva Goswami, he is giving his personal example. I was a completely liberated soul. He's not trying to brag or he's not trying to be like an egoist. He's just stating a fact. I was fully liberated, but still I was so attracted to hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So basically Sukadeva Goswami is saying that he's a living proof that the Lord's pastimes are sweeter than realization of Brahman. He was Brahman realized. He was a Brahmavadi. So, but still he was immediately attracted to the pastimes of the Lord. So these are some of the points of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is so sweet, and one should. So now we don't have that feeling of sweetness. Sometimes we fall asleep in Bhagavatam classes, maybe due to multiple reasons. Biggest reason is we don't have that traction. Yes, you can say sometimes the speaker is boring, or okay, fine. I mean, there is some truth to that. I won't say everything is your problem and beat everybody up. And yes, a purely Rasika listener can find rasa even in a boring speaker. And sometimes the speaker is very, Rasika, and then a person who does not have taste momentarily finds taste. So yes, there is that, contribution by the speaker, contribution by the listener, both of it is there. That is why in the scriptures it is said that the best is when you have a best speaker and a best listener. Okay, like the example which is given in one of the commentaries is when you have a very fertile father and a fertile mother, immediately a child can be born. So, it depends on both. So, yeah, so there is, but one should always try to go after and listen Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So that is this second topic. So there were two verses on second one, Śrīmad Bhāgavatarthanam Asvado Rasikai Saha. So I hope we have understood the second topic that we must. Okay, any questions on this? All right, there's something in the chat. Okay, thank you. It says number 61 is nicest composition. Yeah, that's a very beautiful verse. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam. All right, 62. So now devotee association. Short form is devotee association, and the long form is Sajatiya Ashaya Snigdha Śrī Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhuḥ Svato Vare. I'm sorry, I forgot to put a translation of this. So I'll do a runtime translation right now. Later on, I'll put a translation that associating with like-minded, friendly Vaishnavas or Shri Bhagavat Bhakta, so that they are Vaishnavas, from whom we can learn something, or maybe who are more advanced in some area. So that's how I would say. So we should associate with devotees. Okay, now here the verse is taken from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Where's my mouse? And here, the person whose association is being sought for is Sukadeva Goswami. So who can be a more better person to associate with than Sri Sukadeva Goswami? Anyway, so this is basically talking, and when we say devotee association, what is really being talked about is here association of a pure devotee. Okay. So now we won't go into the discussion of who is pure and who is impure, or who is 80% pure or 60% pure. We'll not have that discussion. But the point is, if there is a pure devotee, you must drop everything. Everything that you are doing, just drop it. Literally drop it and run and get their association. That is the meaning. So let us see this verse. It is basically saying that. It's saying that. Tulayam lavenapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kim utashishaha. Okay. So what it means, the value of a moment's association, tulayam lavenapi. So if you try to tulya means to compare. Lavenapi means a small fraction, a moment, lavenapi. The value of a moment's association with a devotee of the Lord cannot be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets, na swargam. or liberation from matter, na apunarbhavam. Apunarbhavam means, never coming back to this material world. So liberation. What to speak of worldly benedictions, sangi sangasya, in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death, martyanam. Okay, so we are in a material body. Okay, we know we are going to die. Whether we, and what are we doing? We are running after material things. Devotee association, or association of a pure devotee, I will say, you should definitely drop all material pursuits for the sake of pure devotee association. And then this verse is saying, Are Baba, what to talk about dropping material pursuits? Even if you are in Swarga, you should have dropped it. Even if you are going to get liberation, you should have dropped that also and taken the association of a pure devotee. So that is the meaning of this verse. That is how important devotee association is. And what are we doing? So this is the value of pure devotee association. What are we giving up pure devotee association for? Let us say Srila Prabhupada, he is a pure devotee, no doubt, absolutely no doubt. One can question if, this Swamiji is a pure devotee or that Swami. Anyway, we are not taking any names or anything, but we can all agree 100%. Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee. All right. So if he would come, what would you drop to get his association? And when he was there, it was not that the rest of the world dropped everything. No, it didn't happen. So what are people hanging on to? And what are they giving up pure devotee association to hang on to what? What are they hanging on to? Was any of those people going to get liberation or Swarga? And they said, oh, I'm going to get Swarga. Let me, give up Srila Prabhupada's association because I'm going to get Swarga. There was nobody like that. Doesn't happen. Even those would have been incomparable. So most people are willing to give up pure devotee association for meager material gains. Give me some examples. What do people in your own life you can think? What are people usually, what do they give up? Or what do they hang on to give up pure devotee association? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, please speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, in my case, what used to happen is that when I heard pure devotees talk, it was very inconvenient because I had lived my life exactly opposite of what has done. So I think I was holding on to a lot of my ego. Okay, how can I have been itna wrong? So to get out of that comfort zone was, I used to avoid it because of that ego.
All right. Thanks. Yes, please go ahead, Kalpataru Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu. In my case, I have seen most of the time, like, to fulfill family desires, I have been, I have done some mistakes in the past, I should say, that, I have, given priority to them. Of course, in certain cases, I would have avoided, but then, and have not taken pure devotees association. So, yeah.
Can you come again? What is it that you said? What's the
in order to fulfill family members' desire.
family?
For example, yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So I have put my own list. Family desires could be number one is grocery. I have to do grocery. So important. Which is true, it is important. Or laundry. Or, mostly it is watching Netflix, but we say grocery because it sounds more respectable. Or other things. Again, I'm just trying to make fun. So anyway, all these things. So devotee association, if you see in this picture, and this is just, I put a picture because I didn't want to put all words, but this from the commentary. This mountain, and you see this red dot here. So the commentary says that everything that we hang on to is like a mustard seed. And devotee association is like a mountain. That is what is the amount of difference in the value. Everything else is just like a tiny mustard seed, and we are hanging on to that and giving up this mountain of benefit. And what is that benefit? Because it is said, it is magical. It's not that they will give you some formula for, stock market tomorrow. This stock will become, will explode and you will become a billionaire. It's just something magical that by their sukriti, simply by sukriti, because what is said in the previous verse is lavanepi, lavenapi, sorry. In moments of association, what can you get? You cannot even hear one full Bhagavatam verse in one moment. How is that one moment useful? One can ask. Just by that spiritual piety. If he is a pure devotee, just by his touch, your entire life of bhakti can be accelerated by millions of times. Serious bhakti could spark in the heart, and then you are on your own. And you will run towards Krishna just by a touch. Just like, and again, it could be a little bit longer than a touch, like Dhruva. He just met Narad Muni for a short time and he gave him a mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And then look at what Dhruva did. He just shook the whole universe. All the demigods came down and to Lord Vishnu and said, this boy is just, we are all suffocating because of his tapasya. Please go and satisfy him. Then Lord Vishnu came. So that is the level of vigor or charge that can get generated in our heart for bhakti by a moment's association with a pure devotee. So that is the point. So never miss out on it. There is a story which one of my devotee friends was telling me. I don't remember the details. There was a pure devotee and he was just passing by. Something, I may mess up some details. So he was worshipping his deity. So that Charanamrit, if you see the Charanamrit, and this was pure devotee. And he had the Charanamrit, and this other person said, can I have Charanamrit? He said, sure, you can have Charanamrit. This other person was a cobbler. Okay. And so he didn't have anything. So he had a leather, something made of leather. He took that Charanamrit in that leather container. And then he went to his friend who he also knew was a devotee. And he said, I have this today, this Charanamrit is from the pure devotee. He was doing deity seva of his deity. And I have this water. Would you like some? And this other person said, hey, it's in a leather. He said, okay, I will take. Didn't want to say no. But he didn't want to drink it. Even though he was a devotee and he knew all the theory. And he gave it to his servant girl. Hey, you drink this water. She drank it. She was feeling thirsty and she drank it. And immediately she became pure devotee. And he told this happened to the other friend. So, he knew the story, but he didn't have that faith. For him, drinking from that leather container was more, unacceptable. So he knew the theory, but he didn't have the full faith in it. And that little girl that got the benefit. So that is the power of association of pure devotee. Okay. So again, I'm not saying go drink water in leather containers, but the point here is power of devotee association. Don't focus on the wrong part of the equation. Focus on the main point of the equation. Okay. All right. Yes, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, you want to say something?
In my understanding is, Prabhu, Yadbhavam Sadbhavati. We can say in that water also Krishna's consciousness, we will get benefit definitely.
Yes.
Yadbhavam Sadbhavati.
Thanks. Thanks. All right. Then, for some reason, my mouse, some things are not working well today. All right. Power of association. So, this is another verse spoken by Shri Hiranyakashipu. Okay, so Mr. Hiranyakashipu is speaking this such a great verse. So I won't go through the Sanskrit. We are running out of time also. So in the English, the translation is, a man will attain the qualities of the person with whom he associates. So he's telling to his son Prahlad, okay, that you should associate with the demons. Then you will become a big demon king. That was the point. But our Acharya is right that, the point is correct. Hiranyakashipu was a very smart person, very, very smart person. He almost tricked Brahmaji also. Okay. So you can imagine how smart he must have been to get all those boons from Brahmaji. So he's a very smart person. So he's making good points. So he's saying that a man will attain the qualities of the person whom he associates with, just as a crystal takes up the color of the object next to it. So if you put a crystal in, with the background there is green, then crystal, looks green. Therefore, the wise man will take shelter of those who have qualities similar to his own for the prosperity of his family. So Mr. Hiranyakashipu obviously is just focusing on family prosperity, but forget that part. That's not the learning. The learning is that if you want to become like X, associate with people who are already X. So if you want to become if you want to become, like I say, if you want to become a drunkard or a smoker, go associate with drunkards and smokers. So if you want to become a pure devotee, or if you want to become a devotee, associate with devotees. Try to find the best devotees possible and associate with them. That is the meaning. So power of association. Okay. So that is the third one done. Okay, so what all is done? First one was deity worship. What was the second one? Who remembers? Come on, wake up. Second one.
Reading Bhagavatam in association of Rasik devotees.
Very nice. Reading Bhagavatam. And third one is devotee association. Fourth one, second last, Shri Nama Sankirtanam. Most important. This is the number one out of the 5. We will see. Very beautiful. And there are many verses, 230 to 234, 5 verses. And here that verse will come. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi. Okay. So some very important concepts are coming. Please pay attention. Okay. So this verse is from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Again, spoken by Sri Sukadeva Goswami. It's still in the 2nd canto, 1st chapter only, 11th verse. So just 2 verses later from the 9th verse. So, etan nirvidyamananam ichhatam akuto bhayam yoginam nripa nirnitam harer namanukirtanam. So, the glory of Shri Nama Kirtan is being shown here. Of Nama Kirtan of who? Harer Namanu Kirtanam. So you can see there's a little change in the word. It's not just Nama Kirtanam, Nama Anu Kirtanam. Anu means what?
Again and again.
Continuous, unbroken. Okay, unbroken. Krishna Anushilanam. Anushilanam means continuous, unbroken seva of Krishna. The same way, Anukirtanam, constant, and this is Srila Prabhupada's translation, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Nama Anukirtanam. So there is that focus on the word unbroken or continuous, constant. O King, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord after the ways of the great authorities, as the great authorities have said, is the doubtless and fearless way of success for all. Akuto bhayam. Including those who are free from material desires. So it's not just a sadhan. One of the other points is Nama Sankirtan is in sadhan. Obviously, this is sadhan bhakti. Within sadhan, it is Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. But it is also the sadhya. What does Narad Muni do? Do you think Narad Muni is a sadhak or a sadhya? Or a siddha, I mean. Who is Narad Muni? Sadhak or siddha? In his second life, present life.
Siddha.
He's a siddha. And what he does all the time? Nama Kirtanam, Nama Anukirtanam. So Nama Anukirtanam is not just for sadhakas, it's for siddhas also. So including those who are free from all material desires, those who are desirous of material enjoyment, those who are pure pakka materialists, Nama Kirtan helps them as well. And those who are self-satisfied by the dint of transcendental knowledge, those who are self-realized. Okay? Completely. So Nama Kirtan is meant for all. Continuous Nama Kirtan is the best process or best use of time for all kinds of people. There is nothing, basically the point is, there is no better use of all your faculties, time, effort, everything than Nama Kirtan. So, in the commentary, therefore, Shri Jiva Goswami writes the following, that among all the limbs of bhakti, hearing and chanting and smaran also, but smaran is hard. So, but hearing and chanting are the topmost, right? Among these, chanting is the topmost. And among the chanting of Nam, Guna, Roop, Leela, etc., Nam Kirtan is the topmost. And it is Nama Anukirtanam is suitable for everyone, sadhakas and siddhas. Are you following? So these are some of the glories or some of the points to be captured from that verse, which we saw during the verse as well. Okay, another verse. Gitva cha mama namani vicharen mama sannidhau iti bravimi te satyam krito ham tasya cha Arjuna. By singing my holy names, a person will attain a position close to me. I make this promise. That person, O Arjuna, purchases me. Krito aham. I get sold to that person. I become that person's. You can think of like when you sell a person to somebody, what is that person called who is sold? What is the name of that person whom you sell to somebody else?
Gulam.
English, what is English word of that?
Slave.
So,
Slave.
and you take the name of Bhagwan, Bhagwan is saying, what does he become? He becomes a slave of that person. So, Nama Sankirtan, obviously the devotee is not trying to make Bhagwan the slave, but Bhagwan is he's just so sold. He's completely sold to the devotee. So, that is the glory of how much it shows Bhagwan loves Nama Sankirtan. It's not out of Bhagwan's ego, he's taking my name, my name. That's not the point. But that is the thing that pleases the Lord the most. Nama Sankirtan. Okay. And that is the reason when Srimati Radharani takes the name of Sri Krishna, This is one of the deep discussions in a very advanced scripture that Krishna is now completely absorbed in hearing the chanting of Krishna by Srimati Radharani. Are you following? What name is Srimati Radharani taking all the time? Shyamlila Mataji, I will talk to you. Okay, can you unmute?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes.
What name is Srimati Radharani taking all the time?
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay, so now Krishna is listening the name. And now what is Krishna? He's completely absorbed in listening that name. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Can we say he's become like a puppet? I won't use the word slave, but he has become completely like a puppet to Srimati Radharani. Can we say that?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. So then if you or I or somebody else is taking the name of Krishna, but he's so busy hearing the name from the mouth of Srimati Radharani, how do you think it is possible that he is hearing my or your chanting or anybody else's chanting other than Srimati Radharani? This is
I mean, Prabhuji, because he's absolute and he can do like everything with everything, that would be the logical answer. But there is no competition with Srimati Radharani. So in any other devotee's case, maybe that would have been the answer. But
exactly. So this, again, there are logical answers, and you can say Bhagavan is Achintya Bheda Bheda, and you can give all kind of, this is the Rasik, it's a Rasik question. Okay? That if Bhagavan's capacity is so much that he can hear our name as well, do you think that Srimati Radharani's chanting of the holy name is somewhat limited? No, her chanting is also unlimited. So who is bigger? Radharani's chanting is bigger or Krishna's hearing power is bigger? And if they are busy in this whole sort of game, what is happening to our chanting? Is it being lost in the vacuum? So it is a philosophical question, a Rasik philosophy. The point being that, again, the point is not what will happen to my chanting. That's not the point. The focus of this verse or this discussion is that how much the Lord Krishna is engrossed when somebody chants his name. That is the point to be understood from this discussion. Okay, we shouldn't go into other areas of discussion. All right, we should focus on the mukhya vritti, the main point of the verse. Yes, Damodar Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhu, are there any minimum number of devotees that need to be there so that we can say it's as Nama Sankirtan? Because Narad Muni is do it alone, but he's Siddha.
That is also Nama Anukirtanam. Sankirtanam is, Hari Parshad Prabhu says, 5 devotees.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So he has given a number, and he has, obviously he is an expert. So he has given Shastric references and all, which I don't remember. But he says 5.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
You can ask him. He's going to come here in another 3 weeks. He will be here.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, your hand is up.
Prabhu, Krishna Bhakti is different ways, and everybody has to be thinking about that because love and affection and Sravanam, Kirtanam, Samarpanam is the most important. Those who are Samarpit themselves, maybe Krishna will hear about them. In my understand.
Very nice. Yes, yes. Thank you. So obviously the chanting has to be out of surrender, and yes. All right. Okay.
Prabhuji, among the gopikas, the amount of sacrifice that they have made, among them that he chose Radha, in that case, where we people are all standing.
Yeah, we should think about that sometime. We are like a mustard seed in front of the devotion of Srimati Radharani, who's like a Mount Meru or even bigger. So yeah, we have a long, long way to go. And the sooner we realize that we have a long, long way to go, hopefully it will inspire some urgency in our life. That is the point. Even if you may be 20 years old on this call, I don't see anybody who's 20 years old. Okay, there are people ranging from, I don't know, I'm not going to guess anyone's age, from 30 to 60, 70, whatever. How much life is left is short. How much ever it is left, you may think I have so many years left, it is less. So the time to get urgent is today. Otherwise, it's getting late day by day. So that is the point. Yes, there's a long way to go. Thank you. Okay, and we have a long way to go in our presentation.
Thank
also.
you.
So we will keep going. Next verse, 232. Yeah, so this is another beautiful verse. It is showing Nama Sankirtan or Nama Kirtan, not Sankirtan, but Nama Kirtan as Prayojan, as the Sadhya, okay, as a Sadhya of a Siddha. All right, please try to understand that those who are Siddhas also chant Nama. Okay, it's not just a sadhan, that it's not just a stepping stone. Once you have reached some higher stage, you say, thank you, I don't need Nam Kirtan anymore. That is not the point. Nam Kirtan is the sadhya. And this verse is showing that. Ye, ye janma sahasrani vasudevo nishe vitaha tanmukhe harinamani sada tishtanti bharata. The holy names of the Lord remain continuously in the mouth of that person who serves Vasudeva for 1,000 births. And here 1,000 means a very large number, like thousands. So the point is that one who is interested in or who is serving Vasudeva very sincerely for thousands of births, the name of the Lord remains continuously in the mouth of such a person. He doesn't need anything else. He doesn't want anything else. So this devotee does not want liberation. Even if you serve Vasudeva nicely for one birth, you can get liberated. The Lord keeps, because he wants, in the commentary Sri Goswami writes that this devotee, the Lord keeps giving him more and more births because that's what he wants. Because in that birth, then he chants the holy name. Because for him, whether he is on the material world or the spiritual world, his activity is unchanged. He will simply keep chanting the holy name. And he is fully satisfied in that process. So that is, he has already reached his prayojan. There is no more prayojan to reach. So he is executing his prayojan, or he is not executing, relishing his prayojan right now. Okay, last one in Nama Sankirtan. This is the verse which is memorization verse, very important. No, sorry, the second last. So then next one is last. So this is talking about non-difference of the Lord and his name. Very important concept. We say the Lord and his name are non-different. So this verse is from Padma Puran. And it is talking about you can see the last line is talking about Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purnaha Shuddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatvan. It's the Bhinnatvan, Abhinnatvan. There's like a apostrophe. Bhinnatvan Nam Namino. So Abhinnatvan, which means non-different. Nam Namino. The name and the one whose name it is, Nami. So between Nama and Hari, or Nama and the Lord. So the holy name of the Lord fulfills all desires like Chintamani. It is the very rare form of Krishna. It is full of consciousness and rasa. It is complete, pure, and eternally liberated. It is because of the non-difference of the holy name and Krishna. So all those things that are described in the first 3 lines are basically describing Krishna. Krishna is Chintamani. He fulfills the desires. He is completely pure and he is liberated. But that same thing applies to Nam as well. So Nam is just a different form of Krishna. It's a It's a incarnation of Krishna. It's just, I mean, you can say it incarnation. There's no difference. Just like there is no difference between Rama and Krishna. Okay, or between Krishna and Narayana, or between, you know, even Vasudeva or Vraj Krishna and Dwaraka Krishna. At some level, now somebody had asked this question that, okay, if there is no difference between Nam, Krishna and Krishna, why were the gopis not happy, or why were they sad when Krishna left? They could have just taken the name Krishna. And they were already taking the name Krishna. So why were they feeling separation? Isn't the name able to fill the gap of separation? So the point is, the devotees have certain attachment or prema with a specific form. If Narayana would come, let's keep the name aside. If Narayana would come, would that make the gopis happy?
No.
No. And that was proven during the Ras Leela, when Lord Krishna disappeared for some time. Lord Narayan, they saw Lord Narayan. They said, thank you very much. We are looking for Krishna. So if you can understand that Narayan and Krishna are, there is no difference. In the same way, there is no difference between Nam and Nami, or name Krishna and Krishna. But there is some difference as well. Okay, they are different forms of Krishna. This verse, no difference, is mainly meant for us to understand that the name of Krishna is not like other names, Chintu, Pintu, Mintu, or other things. Or the name of, I have this iPhone. Till last year, it was the latest iPhone, iPhone 14. Now there is 15. So till last year, I could say iPhone 14. I have latest iPhone. But my other friend who has iPhone 13 or 12 or 11, he cannot chant the name iPhone 14, iPhone 14, iPhone 14 to say, I have iPhone 14. Only I can say it. Because I have the Nami, not Nam. I have the Nami. So there is difference between Nam and Nami for the iPhone. Are you following the point? So in that sense, there is no difference between Nam and Nami. Okay? But for those pure devotees who have attachment to one form of the Lord, okay, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Murari Gupta is an incarnation of Hanumanji in Chaitanya Leela, he would take the name of Lord Ram. So Lord Chaitanya tried to make him take name of Krishna, but he wanted to, not switch from taking the name of Lord Ram. Now you can say, what is the difference between the name Ram and name Krishna? Both are name. But for Murari Gupta or for Hanuman, there is a huge difference. Okay. Huge difference. Okay. So the point being shown here is that compared to the Nam and Nami of anything material versus Nam and Nami of Bhagavan, there is no difference. Is it clear? That's the point being made. It's not okay to extend this argument to say that Radharani can be satisfied simply by taking Nam. Why is she feeling separation? That argument cannot be applied. Last, in this Nama Sankirtan. So this is our memorization verse. Another very important verse. Very important verse. Okay. अतः श्री कृष्ण नामादि न भवेद् ग्राह्यमिन्द्रियैः सेवोन्मुखे हि जिह्वादौ स्वयमेव स्फुरत्यदः. So what this one is saying is that the highest level of taking the name, the highest level of taking the name. So the translation is Krishna and his holy name Cannot. Now, cannot is a strong word, okay? It feels like it gives a binary feeling. Either it does or it does not. That's not the case. Okay? So let's read. Krishna and his holy names cannot be grasped by material senses. But when a person develops, now Sevon Mukhe, in the commentary, that's the explanation given. Sevon Mukhe means this. Sevon Mukhe means when a person develops the tendency to accept, or basically to chant in a pure way, or to accept the name and the transcendental form as, or the name as one, the same as the Lord, just like previous verse. Krishna then spontaneously appears on the tongue and in the other senses. So Krishna appears. And in the commentaries of Acharyas, if you read, whenever the gopis would take the name of Krishna, now their name obviously is completely pure. There's nobody else who can take purer name than the gopis. Krishna would appear. Okay, Krishna would appear. So one should understand that this separation is all very deep topic. It's not that there is just one binary answer. They were separated, period. No, whenever they would take the name of Krishna, Krishna would appear. That is one. Another point is Krishna never left Vrindavan. He was there in Vrindavan. So there are multiple understandings. We will not go into this deep topic. Okay. When Hari Parshad Prabhu comes, he is the perfect person to go into these deep topics with. But anyway, and other devotees, senior devotees also, some very nice devotees are going to come this summer. To Portland. So that's why, go after these devotees, don't leave them. Don't leave them as in like, don't leave their association. Don't miss their association. So anyway, where were we? Yeah. So when one takes the name of Krishna with purity, Krishna appears immediately on the tongue and in the other senses. In the other senses means in front of your eyes, he could appear. So like that. Okay. So that is the meaning of this verse. Otherwise, the contrary is by taking it in a mechanical way or without feeling, without absorption, then we will never be able to feel or experience the presence of Krishna. But if you take it with purity, and we have discussed so much about how to take the name with purity, without nama aparadha, and so many other things, the Lord will appear on our senses. He will appear on our tongue. He will appear in front of our eyes. So two examples are given by Sri Jiva Goswami in the commentary. First example is of Gajendra. So he remembered a verse from previous life, which was basically the name of Lord Narayan. He took that name with lot of feeling. And what happened? Immediately Lord Narayan literally appeared on his Garuda Vahan in front of his eyes to save him. All right. So that is the power. The moment he took the name, the Lord appeared. Now, another twist in the tale is that, connecting it in one of the classes I had heard to the previous one. What was the previous limb? Who remembers?
Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha. Very nice. So, when the moment the Lord appeared, what did he do? Whom did he liberate?
Gajendra as well as the crocodile.
Whom did he liberate first?
The crocodile.
Crocodile.
Crocodile. And why did he get liberated first?
Because he is holding the devotee's leg.
Yes. So he is taking strong association of Gajendra, who is a devotee, even though in a bad way or whatever, but that is the Rasik understanding. The Lord liberated the devotee of devotee, so to say. So that is the power of association. So he got liberated first. Anyway, so the point is that as soon as Gajendra took the name, the Lord actually physically appeared. Another example is that of Bharat Maharaj in the deer. So there is this verse in the 5th canto. Just before dying, the deer takes the name of Bhagavan, which he could not take in the previous life, He prepared all his life, and last minute he took the name, or he thought of the deer. As a deer, he took the name of Lord. He says Om Narayanaye Namaha or something. And then he got next life as Jad Bharat, was a completely born, self-realized soul. Okay, so that is the power of the name when taken with purity. So the point is chanting the Lord's name with great feeling. That is very important. One must chant the name of the Lord with great feeling. Now we all, and bhava is an untranslatable word. It can be, bhava means feeling or intensity or absorption. So which basically means quality of chanting. So a lot of us have to do 16 rounds and we are trapped in this 16 rounds number. Try to do best quality 16 rounds. And if you cannot do best quality 16 rounds, at least do best quality some number of rounds. Okay, don't do 0 or don't do all 16 rounds in a rushed way, in a fast way, etc. Now, many devotees, including myself, have poor quality. At least do absolute 100% best quality for chanting every day. How much? I don't know. It's between you and your guru. Okay. But please make sure it's not 0. Okay. Polish the mirror of the heart. Cheto darpana marjanam. Little bit at least. If you cannot polish it with a big scrubber, at least polish it with a small scrubber. Don't not polish it at all. And how to polish? With absorbed, intense chanting. That is what is being mentioned as the Sevon Mukhe. Seva Unmukh, like we say, Unmukh means, so Seva Unmukh means complete absorption as a chanting as Seva of Bhagavan, completely in the mood of Seva. That's the literal meaning, but it means with intensity, with absorption. Please, please, please. Okay. And some people who talk to me privately, I have told them this with even more emphasis. This is very, very important. Okay, so chanting is a huge topic, just like Bhagavat Shravana. And so we have already discussed so much on chanting in so many other classes. And I'll just, this is just a very quick point, chanting without offenses. The power of the holy name from Ajamil pastime to burn all sinful reactions, past and propensities, future. It removes all those. It's the Yug Dharma of Kali Yuga. Okay. And the basis of all of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings and movement. So this is just like, just high level bullets, but each of them is like a big, big topic. And even Nama, here's another beautiful thing. Nam has also various forms. We say Nama Sankirtan, right? What are the other types of Kirtan you can do? Guna, Rupa, Leela Kirtan. But we are doing Nam Kirtan. Nam itself has subcategories. One is direct name. What are the examples? Come on, quick. Unmute and say
Ram,
something.
Krishna, Hari.
Gopal, Hari.
Very nice. Krishna, Rama, Hari, Narayana, Madhava, etc., etc. I couldn't find any more meanings there. These are some direct names. Guna Rupa Nam. Names that are based on the Rupa. Come on, examples.
Sham Sundar.
Very nice.
Damodar.
No, not Damodar. Damodar will be Leela Roop Nam. That's a very nice example. Because
Neela Madhav. Neela Madhav.
Neela Madhav. Okay, he's blue. Yes, very nice. So then that will be Rupa. Rupa Nam. That's Rupa. So Guna Rupa Nam, like Parameshwara, that's a Guna. Or Sarvagya. He knows.
Param Karuna and Prem Sindhu also, these names. Param Karuna and Prem Sindhu.
Param Karuna, yes, he is Guna. He's compassionate. I wrote Karuna Kara. one who does karuna on others.
Venu Madhav, Prabhu.
Question
Venu
there.
Madhav.
Yeah, Purushottama.
Venu Madhav.
Yeah. Or
Partha
no, that will be Leela. I have put that name.
That is Arjun.
Shantakara. Shantakaram we say. So Shantakara means he is peaceful. He is all peaceful. Rupana. Rupanama. It is called. Based on the Rupa. Actually, Shyam Sundar is Rupa, not Guna. Who said Shyam Sundar? I don't know.
I did, Prabhuji. But like, Sundar will not be like one of his guna.
Okay, fine. So we can argue. Again, this is just, there's no
No,
right.
sorry,
Huh?
I don't mean to argue, Prabhuji. I was just wondering if.
Yeah. It's a transcendental discussion, it's the good kind of argument. This is
Prabhuji, Bake Bihari, Radha Raman.
Bake Bihari, Radha Raman. What Raman means? One who is attracts or one who, yeah. So Pankaj Anghri. I mean, again, based specifically on the form. Anghri means feet, lotus feet. So, Muralidhar, he holds it's like a form. Chakrapani, form means he holds the Sudarshan Chakra. So this is for Narayana. Chaturbhuja, Kamalanayanam. So lotus eyes, like that. Shyama Sundar also I put here. Okay, then Leela Rupnama. Come on.
Govardhana, Damodar.
Damodar, yes.
Giridhar.
Giridhar, Giridhari, whatever, yes. So you get the idea, right? So Giridhari, Madhusudan, who killed the Madhu demon, Rasa Bihari, who is doing Rasa Leela, Partha Sarathi, when he was like,
Nanda Gopala.
Nanda Gopala. Sure, he's the son of Nanda. Gopala is also Leela. I put it in Leela for some reason, that he is the protector of the cows, Vanamali. So, yeah. So many. So anyway, this is like, name also can have subcategories of Guna, Rupa, Leela as well. That is the point. And all these are, so if you think you're attracted to Leela, but it is being said Nama Sankirtan. Okay, fine. You can do Nama Sankirtan of Gopal or Giridhari or Damodar or Madhusudana and all that. So anyway, there is so much richness in bhakti. That was the point. It's all to relish. Okay. All right. Now, last one. I know it is 6:47. Let's finish this. 3 more slides. Okay. Shri Mathura Mandale Sthitihi, or residing in Shri Mathura Mandal. So I'll just read this. So basically residing in Mathura Mandal. And if you cannot reside in Mathura Mandal, then try to make in your mind the residence on Mathura Mandal. Okay. Always think of Mathura Mandal and make your environment, your surroundings as Mathura Mandal. So I'll just read through the translations and we'll be done. I could have said some more points, but I can add it later. Liberation is the greatest result that can be obtained at other holy places, but devotion to the Lord, like yesterday we were discussing about Kartik month, celebrating it in Mathura versus elsewhere. Similarly, but devotion to the Lord, which is desired by the liberated souls, can be attained at Mathura Mandala. Next, Mathura bestows dharma, artha, kama to those who have material desires. It awards liberation to those desiring liberation. It awards bhakti to those desiring bhakti. What intelligent person will not take shelter of Mathura? So again, the focus is not to desire for liberation or kama and artha, but bhakti. Last one. Oh Mathura, Mathura is the most auspicious and greater than Vaikuntha. By staying only one day in Mathura, bhakti to the Lord appears. So again, it reminds me of the Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrit, verse 9, number 9. Vaikuntha janito vara madhupuri, tatrapi rasotsavad. So Vaikuntha janito vara madhupuri. That greater than Vaikuntha is Madhupuri or Mathura. And here we are talking about Mathura Mandal. So the rest of the verse goes on to say, Vrindaranya Mudara Pani Ramanat, Tatrapi Govardhana, Radha Kunda Mihapi Gokulapate, Premamrita Plavanat. So, all the places are in Mathura Mandal. So in general, Mathura Mandal is higher than Vaikuntha. So who would not want to stay in Mathura Mandal? All right, so we will stop here. So we completed all the 64 limbs of Bhakti, and we will continue with next topic next Friday. Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, I will close the call.